You know, manners in this culture, they just don't go together. People are rude to one another, they're sarcastic to one another, and there is no law of good manners. I think it's a horrible thing. I think good common sense or horse sense is the ability to have manners. Now, sometimes she doesn't have manners because she hasn't been taught. She's part of the herd, so if I'm walking, she's walking behind me. Sometimes she headbutts me, and sometimes she gets in my space. And when she gets in my space, I tell her no. And that's what manners do. Moms and dads, you will never negotiate with your children. Teach your children to obey. Ephesians says, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Now, after she learns a principle and doesn't get in my space anymore, we're buddies again. It's nothing to do wrong. That's why timeouts are not really the way to go with children or with horses. They've got to learn, and the learning span and curve is very short. They forget why it is they're in trouble after a while. So manners in this culture is just common sense. Sometimes things just doesn't go right. And you're going to have those in life. You're going to have them with your children too. Things just don't go right. Child gets frightened, horse gets frightened. Ambulance is going off, threw her off, got scared. She decided the best thing for her at that moment was just to run. Your boys and girls will do the same thing at school. They're going to get challenged in situations, and the first thing they hear the ambulance siren going is they're going to run. Flight or fight. And so things just don't go well. Good manners are not me bringing out the whip and whipping on her. Good manners are to teach her that she did wrong, she doesn't have to be afraid, and she can trust me. Your children will tell you what's wrong if they trust you before the incident happens. When the scripture says honor your father and your mother, that means treat with great respect without questioning. And that's what we have to try to get to with every training of every animal, every child, is trust. Trust either builds the relationship or it completely destroys it. Now, she has not done a good job this morning, and she's a little bit frightened. You see those ears are still laid back. She's not sure about all this. But the thing is, she's learning to trust me. That's good common sense.